Well, new concerns about potential conflicts of interest in the federal investigation into Hunter Biden's business dealings. We're now learning a top official at the Justice Department was a law partner with Hunter's attorney. Jon Levine is a New York Post reporter. It's like there's one, you pull on one thread and you find something
Just
else. What's this about?
Well, here's the sort of the timeline. December 2020, Hunter Biden retains the legal services of Chris Clark. Chris Clark is a partner at Latham & Watkins. They're just down the street from us here in New York. Big Democratic law firm. A month later, Joe Biden is inaugurated President of the United States. On day one, Nicholas McQuaid, another law partner at that same firm, is appointed to be head of the criminal division at the Justice Department. Okay, so that gives him potentially very, very sweeping authority or powers over any potential Hunter investigation. We don't totally know. And this is a very big law firm. There's a lot of partners. Maybe they, didn't know each other. For example, Liz Cheney's husband also is a partner at this law firm. But we know that Clark and McQuaid served on multiple cases together as co-counsel in 2020 and 2019, right before they sort of went their different career paths. So the question becomes, is there anything going on here?
Yeah, and how are you going to prove that? How are you going to get to that? But we know that a lot of these people in Washington, they swim in the same waters.
Right.
So, maybe there's something here, or maybe it's just...
Well, we don't know.
Maybe it's just the way Washington works, and all this could be coincidence.
The problem is we just don't know. And you're right, maybe this is one of those, that's how Washington works, but it was a very happy coincidence that the two co-law partners, and one on day one, I will remind you, of Joe Biden's presidency, is appointed to this senior position, which potentially would have jurisdiction over the Hunter investigation. Potentially.
That's so interesting. The other thing is that there was the FBI agent that resigned last week. I want to get a little bit more on this because New York Post covered today, from yesterday, is Hunter Hayden. And then Miranda Devine wrote about Bobulinski. Of course, we remember him. He said he gave the FBI the contents of 3 cell phones containing encrypted messages between Hunter and his business partners, along with emails and financial documents detailing the Biden family's corrupt influence peddling operation in foreign countries during Joe's vice presidency. But his evidence appears to have fallen into the same black hole at the FBI as Hunter's laptop, never to be seen again. So this senior FBI agent, Thibault, he has left, he has resigned. Do you know if there is a preservation order on his phone or his laptop?
That's a very good question. And the truth is I don't know. And it's certainly something which, if there was going to be a sweeping investigation into Hunter Biden, that would need to be part of it. Because you wouldn't want a situation where you have almost a Hillary email situation where 33,000 emails just get deleted, and it's like, well, these were normal, these were just in the course of doing business.
Or that they destroy the phone, or they say they repurpose the phone,
right,
and then the information is just
you
not
wouldn't
there.
want to lose data under the argument of this is just the course of doing business. So it's important to get those kinds of preservation orders out now.
If the Republicans took the House in November and they started committee hearings, let's say in January of next year, do you know where someone like, well, Chuck Grassley on the Senate side, but where, say, a Jim Jordan would start on a Hunter Biden investigation?
That's a fabulous question. There's so many avenues, aren't there? There's obviously the places like the Justice Department with McQuaid, but there's also key players on the laptop itself. I would say people like Eric Schwerin and James Gilliar, people who were integral to his foreign businesses overseas, would need to probably be subpoenaed. And there's also bank records that we'd need to get banks to hand over. So there's many, many different avenues to pursue, and they're all going to get pursued.
Was it just a random coincidence that Hunter sought legal protection in December of 2020, or did something happen there where he wanted to have more legal representation?
Well, I know a lot about Hunter's legal representation because every time there's a new Hunter story, you email the lawyers saying, okay, this is what we're going to say, what's your response? So this is a new attorney. He had a different attorney before December of 2020.
Okay.
He changed to Chris Clark.
Well, okay, keep pulling those threads. We'll have you back. Good to see you.
John, thank you.
Me.
Nice to see you from the New York Post.
Good to see you.
Thanks.